Not sure if my sound is okay, but hopefully it is. Mic check, mic check. I'll give people a few minutes to get into the room. I don't have a formal introduction, but this is Janice of Swirl Gang. Okay, those of you who are already subscribed to my channel, you know the whole story behind the name Swirl Gang, where it came from, because of me and my hubby, interracial couple, black, white, ice cream swirl, black and white, real corny. But anyway, should I change it? Should I change the name of the channel? I'm not sure. Something I've been thinking about. If you see the title of this live, it is called Facelift, and that's what I'm referring to when I talk about facelift. I mean, should I give my channel a facelift? Being that I'm revamping it and it's taking a different turn, should I name it something different? Should I keep it the same? You know, um, drop it down in the comments after this video or during the video or whatever, and let me know what you think, if I should change the name of this channel, being that it's getting a facelift. Okay. Um, so first of all, I would like to give some shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Sandra, okay, from Frozen in Time. Frozen in Time Reborn Nursery. Am I saying it right? I think I'm saying it right. I'm bad with names. Bad with names. Melissa over at Melissa's Valentine Nursery. Carla at Carla's Bunny Trail. Yes, I would like to give a shout out to them. And actually Beth at Grandma's Magical Whisper. I like to always say grandma, but it doesn't have a D in it, so grandma. You feel me? It's like real hood, like grandma. But hi ladies, hi to you all. These wonderful ladies have showed wonderful support. They have supported me in my last live stream that I did, which was actually my first live stream, and it was my first box opening, so they were very supportive with that, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful for that. So yeah, so I'll just give a couple more people time to come in the room. If obviously this is, I'm just starting my channel back, so there's not going to be a lot of people on here, but if you happen to see this after the fact, the replay gang, please do me a favor and support your girl. Hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend, and all that jazz. Obviously, you already know the whole spiel. If you, support by hitting like, if you're interactive in the comments and things like that, it helps the algorithm, and it helps YouTube to push your video through. So I'm going to ask for everybody to do that. One Little Gamer 14 says hi. Hi, One Little Gamer. So I'm not going to delay any further. I got my little girl right here. I got my little girl, Journey, and I have been loving her. I have been loving on her. I got her from Carla over at Carla's Bunny Trail, and I love her. I love my baby. I love my baby. Look at her. Hold on, let me readjust this a little bit. Me and her are matching today, but this is what she has on. She has on this cute little ladybug get up, okay, with the little ladybug on her feet. She's sleeping right now. She is so gorgeous. Oh, I love her so much. So, I don't know if I revealed her name yet, but I decided to keep her name. Her name, over at Carla's was Journey, and there's a story behind that, so I decided, being that there's a story behind it, oops, dropping the phone, being that there is a story behind it, that I decided to just keep the name Journey, and I think it's cute. It's really cute. Let me set you guys up. Hold on a second. technical difficulties here. Let's see. Okay, I think that's a little better. So, I wish I was up a little higher so you guys can see my adorable baby here. But yeah, she is so cute. So cute. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I see 6 people. Looks like 6 people in here. If all 6 of you can hit the like button. But look at my baby. And she is weighted so beautifully. So beautifully. So yeah. This is Journey. So today I actually wrote down um some topics. I see all of the girls, okay, the cool girls, all my girls. Sandra, Frozen in Time, um, Melissa, Valentine, Christina, um, I want to say, I believe her name is Cuddles by Christina, um, and Beth. They all did the cutest little thing. They did Wednesday, which was yesterday. They did kind of like a what is it called? Way Back Wednesday, and the theme of it was for them to basically go way back to the 80s. Now, I'm pretty sure that there is, a little age gap in between all of us. I'm 50, not ashamed of it. I'm 50 years old, but I'm pretty sure that there's an age gap between all of us. But however, even if there is an age gap, 10 years, 20 years, things overlap, and I'm pretty sure that some of the things that I may not have experienced, I was born in 74. So some of the things that I may not have experienced perhaps in the 60s, um, I'm pretty sure one of the other ladies have, but like I said, time is one of those things that overlap. So it really doesn't matter. If you listen to Michael Jackson back in the 80s, his music was so good and so epic that it was listened to for decades. So I say that to say, we all still have some things in common, right? um so I wrote a couple things down, and first and foremost, this is kind of like a reintroduction. This channel, I am deciding on whether to give it a complete facelift by changing the name and everything. Um, so where have I been? Okay, that's a question that I want to answer because I have not been live in so long. And I've been here. I've been good. I have been here. There hasn't been really anything. Well, no, I can't say that because there has been a few changes. Let's see. There's been a few changes, not with like the general stuff like, our jobs or anything like that. We are just super busy. Any of you that have children, have older children, middle aged children, you guys know that life is just busy. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy to get consumed by it. So we have been here though. The only thing that is dramatically different, drastically different, I would say, is my sister and her health. Um, so, you know, it's just my sister and I. My sister did have a brother years ago. He passed away. So it's always pretty much been her and I. And, she's my life. I love her. She lives upstate. Also, most of our family is back in New York and down south. But I'm not going to get too in detail about her health because I don't know exactly what she would be okay with me disclosing. But I'm just going to say that Her health is my priority, and you know, it's kind of difficult dealing with when you have someone, that is battling health issues and things like that. Um, and that reminds me, I was watching Sandra's live earlier, and I don't know if I seen it on a community post, but I believe that she was saying that Anna over at Ling's let me see, I'm trying to think of the name of it. Ling's Reborn Nursery, maybe, I believe. Well, it's Sandra's artist, the one that she gets all of her dolls from. Anna, her dad is in ICU. He had a stroke, and so we want to. Hi, beautiful. Oh, Carla, hello. So we want to definitely, hold him up in prayer. It is our duty as just moral human beings to have other people's best interest at heart, I believe. And so we want to definitely hold him up in prayer because in my opinion and in my belief, I believe that God is definitely a healer. um so we just pray for him. It's difficult when it comes to a parent. I was listening to Sandra the other day, and she was pretty emotional, about her mom and stuff like that. And I was just thinking, like, when it comes to your parents, it's like a whole totally different ball game. You only get one parent, and it definitely hits you different. So yeah, so we want to keep Anna up in prayer. I've already prayed for her. So I just want to kind of mention her. Us as decent human beings, we should be selfless, whether we know a person or not, and just, always continue to have a heart of prayer. Um, it's just the right thing to do, but, not only is it the right thing to do, if the tables were turned, we would definitely want somebody to pray for us. So please continue to pray for um, Anna's dad. Okay, so got that out of the way. Now, I wrote a little something. I was just kind of sitting down. I used to write a lot. I used to journal a lot and things like that. And I wrote something that was just on my heart. Okay, any of you out there who do poetry or who write songs or whatever it may be, you know that sometimes you may get kind of like writer's block and you don't write anything for a long time, but you know that when it hits you, and it's in that moment that you have to write. And that's kind of like what was happening to me earlier. So I told myself whenever that happens, I'm going to just, take up a spiral notebook, and just start writing my thoughts down. So that's kind of like what I have here. And I just want to read it, okay? And it has to do with basically motherhood, okay? So in life, there are two major events that mark the greatest milestones of all times. And that's when we get married and when we have a baby. But although these are the most exponential events, they also seem to be the most short lived. When us as women bring our children into this world, it is the greatest joy that can only be explained on the inner parts of our heart. We are so full of love and joy with each passing milestone of our kids' introduction to life. These stages in a baby life pass by so expeditiously. It is a mother's uh, it is imperative that a mother grasps and embrace each waking moment of their baby's life. The gift of life is nothing short of a miracle, and every mother alike acknowledges it. I sometimes wish I had just taken more videos and captured every moment in a photograph. A mother's bond with her baby is the first in its first year of life is so greatly profound that it can only be of God. I've always yearned to have another baby after my three, but my ex husband was adamant about not having any more children. Okay, so um, that kind of leads me into the point that I'm making. And don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming anyone, I'm not blaming him or any of that, but I'm saying, I just read that and I'm saying all of this to say um, the situation was what it was at the time. You know, at the time, my ex husband had his own children from previous relationships, and I had mine. And when we had our son, Josiah, in mutual, he was very adamant that he did not want to have any more children. And, you know, as being his wife, I agreed because why would I not agree that those were his wishes, you know? And obviously, you can't make a person want to do something if they don't want to do it. So, you know, a lot of times, us as women, when we do initially get married, uh, we think that it's we think that it's for life, you know, and being highly religious at the time. I'm saying religious, not spiritual. They're two different things. But being highly religious at the time and um, being in church all the time. Um, it was my belief, according to the Word of God, that, you know, I was going to be married for the rest of my life. No matter what, I was going to, you know, fight for my marriage and all that jazz. So, you know, we were several years in at that point, and I felt like if my husband didn't want any more children, then we were not going to have any more children. So I agreed I agreed for a tubal ligation, which in layman's terms is basically I got my tubes tied. Hello. And, you know, shortly after that, I began to regret it. Um, because I don't know, even though us as women, we go through a great deal of pain when we bring these little bunkers into the world, um, you know, we soon forget about that pain because it's like the joy of them being here and the blessing of them being here, it definitely supersedes any pain that we go through, you know? So we soon forget about the pain and we just want to bring another beautiful life into this world. You know, so shortly after I got my tubes tied, and I'm pretty sure they were not only tied, but they were tied and probably cauterized or whatever. Um, yeah, that's how it is, Carla. You forget, you know, all about the pain, and it is a great deal of pain. Childbirth is a great deal of pain, you know. And a lot of women say, "Oh, I'm not having any more kids," but you know, once you see your baby, it's like nothing else matters, and you know, it's like pain. What pain? You know, what pain? So I say that to say just how deeply important our children are. And in my case, I shortly after I regretted getting my tubes tied, but, you know, I stuck with it, you know, because I was married. And obviously, you know, that didn't work out, thank God. But, but, you know, now fast forward, you know, I I'm with someone that is exceptional and he is great. I love him. He treats me so well. We treat each other well. And, you know, it's kind of sad that we could not have, you know, a child together. So, you know, that's a bit sad, but I'm saying all this to say, um, I'm sure that a certain percentage of women out there in the reborn community, my story is probably their story, right? Um, I'm pretty sure some people collect for the simple fact that they are true collectors. They have been collecting these dolls for years, and they probably, put them up on a shelf or put them in some type of showcase, and they truly just collect them. They admire them. But then, you have a person like me where I collect them for a different reason. I admire the artist's work and all of that, but it's also definitely it fills a void. Um, no, we're not crazy. We're not stupid. We're not any of that stuff. We're not psychotic. We know that they are not real, but it's just when you think back to your children being born and like, just those first years, there's so many different milestones and everything that is associated with having a baby, from um, pumping breast milk to teething rings to whatever it may be. All of those things associated with that miracle of life that you had, a lot of times, role playing and having these babies, it brings back all of those familiar feelings. Um, they say that we have memory receptors, and it's true, we do. The same way you can sit there and a song may come on, and all of a sudden it just automatically takes you back to 1985, and you get the same exact feeling that you had when you were in 1985, or the same way you may smell a perfume that you hadn't smelled in years, and you automatically associate it with someone you were taking care of, or, it's the same thing, with these babies. With us having them and everything that's associated with them, from their clothing to their binkies to their, just how they're weighted, how they feel, how they cuddle, everything, is a feeling. And like I said, I'm not speaking for everyone in this community. I'm just speaking to um, the ones that are in it because of the same reason I am. Okay, so just giving you a little bit of insight as to why, right, is always the big why. Why do you guys like dolls? That's so creepy. That's so stupid. Like, what is a doll? It's not real, and I feel like, why is it so creepy and so taboo to have a doll as a hobby or anything like that, when everybody has different hobbies. Everybody has different things that they're into, and just like that, ours just happen to be baby dolls. Um, yeah, that's so true, so true, Carla. So, I just say that to say it's no different from a person that is collecting cast iron cars or whatever they call it, or boats, or money, or, it's the same. We find the same beauty in our hobby and in our dolls than you find in your, I don't know, in your purse collection, or your, just because it's a different item, it does not make it different. So anyway, so that's the reason why I love my dolls. I just, sometimes if I'm having a bad day, or if I'm feeling a little down in the dumps, I can rest assured I can go and get one of my little bunkers here, okay, one of my little babies, and just kind of cuddle, and I feel a lot better. Josiah is just turned 18, and he and I had such a bond, and I believe it's because he was my last, and I knew he was my last. Um, Oh my God, we had a bond like none other. And I see him all grown up now, and it's like, wow. You see your kids grow up, and it's like, I'll never get that back again. That, where they climb up in your lap and they go to sleep, or they climb up in your bed and you guys just lay there and, cuddles and, you know, all of that stuff is, emotional attachment and stuff like that. But to know that you'll never have that again, and for some of us, that's what these dolls do for us, you know. But like I was saying in the little letter thing that I wrote, it's like I wish I had taken more. My sister was always the type of person, if we had any type of family events, she would always take so many pictures, so many videos. And I used to be like, what are you doing? Like, why are you taking so, like, and I used to kind of brush her off. But then I shortly realized that it is so very important when at a family gathering, when all the children are at a certain age, and there's babies there at a certain age, that it's very important to capture, okay, to capture in video, to capture um, on film, just those moments, because when I tell you they fly by, those moments fly by. They fly by from when your child first start taking steps, when they're kind of like cruising on the furniture and they're not quite walking yet, but they're kind of cruising along, to when they first use the potty. You know, these it's like these are once in a lifetime memories that can't be, you can't get them back. And if they're not in your brain, um, but you have caught it on, video, that's why I started telling her over the past several years, like, I see exactly why you take so many pictures, and you know what I mean? Because the one thing that's a little sad is when you can't really remember all the memories of your children. And our children are the most important to us, right? So, yeah, so I say that just to say, I see the importance of making sure that you capture every single last milestone, every single last minute. If your baby's doing something new that they've never done before, even if they're not doing anything new, if they're sleeping, it's so good to capture that, because obviously with how our minds work is, if we have forgotten something, if we see it, like I was saying, it'll kind of like jog our memory. And it's just a good thing to have memories, because especially when you don't plan on, or you can't have any more children, right? Those memories are all you have, right? So yeah, when they're babies, we think we have our kids forever, then we blink and they're moving out. Carla, that is so true, so true. I sit here today and my daughter is 29, 28, 29, and my middle son is, I believe he's 27, and I'm like, wow, like, where did the time go? You really look up and it's like, when people say time flies, and we just say that as a cliche, but the truth of the matter is time really does fly. It does, and you look up, like you said, and your kids are grown, they're moving out and everything like that, and oh my God, they were just babies, they were just these little helpless, little hopeless, little needy little things, and they needed you so much so, and now they don't need you, not so much, so yeah, that's kind of my reasoning. So I'm gonna get a drink. I don't have my coffee, but I do have some Red Bull. Hold on for 1 second, I will be right back. It's a little chilly in here. I'm gonna close this. Don't mind my hubby pajamas I have on over here. I had my front door open because it was like The change of life. Look at my baby. Oh my God, I love her so much. Oh, I love her so much. I am so happy that you know how oh I mean I could only imagine. I've never experienced it, but I know some people have, Sandra has, but I was really hoping it wasn't gonna be a situation where uh I got Journey and then she came here and it was like, I'm not really bonding with her, or it's like she she just belongs. She just belongs. I love her so much. It's cold. Stay in PJs. Huh? Me too, Carla. Like me too. Like I mean, I'm so freaking like I love sweatpants. I love pajama pants. They're so comfortable. I like to be comfortable. As you get older, it's not all about the fashion of things anymore. It's all about comfort. But look at her. She's so sweet. Mm, so sweet. So, my girls did a way back Wednesday, and I was thinking today, today, Carla, I was thinking like, man, maybe I should get dressed. I want to participate in way back Wednesday, but way back Wednesday was over, so I was like, I'll just do a throwback Thursday. But I couldn't really find anything and stuff like that. So what I decided to do, and which I'm gonna do now, is I'm gonna make my own little throwback Thursday, and I'm just gonna touch on one of the areas that the girls didn't touch on. I know they were talking about they had some the collab between Sandra and Beth was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. uh but they jogged a lot of my memory, okay, about that era. And so I said the one thing that I don't think that they really touched on too much was like the candy or the food back then. So I was like, hey, I could touch on that. I could talk about maybe some of the candy because I remember a lot of the candy. Okay, we used to have living in New York and growing up in New York. We had a lot of little candy stores. We had a lot of little, we call them bodegas, where you can get candy for 1 cent, 5 cents, whatever. And as a kid, candy was life. Candy was everything. So this is my own little version of way back Wednesday, or today's Thursday, so throwback Thursday. Okay, so one of the candies that I still eat today, and Carla, I'm not sure if you remember. I don't really remember your age, but I'll ask you. But are these guys? Okay, these are fairly old. These are not new at all. They've been around for quite some time, right? The Smarties. Okay. And I think I'm going to post on my community wall. I have some pictures of some old candy. So when I say it and describe it, even though you may not know what it is, maybe you could associate it with a picture. So some of the candy I wrote down was the BOL gum. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. So you're not that far off from me. So you should be able to relate to a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about. So the BOL gum in New York City, we had this gum. Oh God! On the wrapper, it just said BOL, bowl. I don't know. Little tiny candies with gum inside. The wrapper was like I don't know, it had a few different colors on it, and it was wrapped like the old candies are typically wrapped. You got to unwrap it like that. But the BOL candies were good because you got candy and you got gum, right? Um, the Razzle candy, Razzle candy slash gum. The Razzle, from what I remember, I think they were kind of like shaped like discs, probably round like that, and they had like little. put you in the mind of like Legos or something like that. Um, and excuse me, I'm congested. It's like allergy season like crazy. And I didn't take any allergy medicine today, which I should have. Um, but yeah, the Razzle candy was a candy that you chewed and it turned to gum. Okay, and I remember the wrapper was like blue or something like that, but that was another candy. What we also enjoyed in our youth was, I don't know if anybody remembers, but we used to um and this is so weird. I remember actually I'm pretty sure we were not supposed to, but they made the wax candies, like the wax lips and stuff like that, and for no other purpose but kind of chewing it like it was gum, because it was not, you it wasn't edible, you couldn't swallow it, but in the 80s they had all of these candies that were kind of like wax, and we loved the wax lips. We used to wear the wax lips and stuff like that. But like I said, we couldn't swallow them, but we chewed them up like they were gum, and they were good. We loved them. We loved them. I don't know if you guys remember the candy dots. They were like different colored dots on like a long sheet of like skinny white paper, and you would have to literally, and it was kind of gross if you think about it, because I know every time I took a piece of candy off of the paper, I would get paper with it. You know what I'm saying? It was just I don't know, they didn't think that through too well. But I don't know if they call them candy dots, but I'm describing what I see. But candy dots on paper. Okay, we used to bite them off. They used to have like, like a row of pink and then a row of blue and then yellow, whatever, whatever, whatever. But yeah, then I remember, do you remember the candy bracelets? They were like um little round candies on a bracelet. Little bracelet made out of candy. We used to eat those. I remember that. We used to eat the candy off. And I believe they may have even made candy necklaces. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure if they had the bracelet, they had the necklace as well. Oh my God. That is so throwback, okay? Oh God. And then there was the Pop Rocks. Carla, I know you remember the Pop Rocks. Those things used to kind of hurt though sometimes. Oh boy, they were kind of strong. You'd be just sitting there, like they kind of like popping in your mouth. Um, yeah, we loved Pop Rocks. Oh my God, back in that time, just loved them, loved them, loved them, loved them. Um, this is not a candy, but Carla, do you remember those little pop? I don't know what they call them, but you throw them on the ground and they kind of pop. Throw them on the ground. I don't know if what they had inside of them, like gunpowder or something. I don't know, but you kind of throw them on the ground, and they, I guess they were supposed to be like a sort of firecracker. I don't know. Poppets. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, but I remember those. That just popped in my head, and they had like they sent like some type of sawdust or something, and you would kind of take the little paper out, and your friends would kind of pop them at your feet, and you'd be like, "Stop!" Oh God. The whistle pops. Do you remember the whistle pops? They were shaped like a little whistle, and but they were lollipops at the same time. Those are old school, right? Um, what else? The candy cigarettes. Oh my God. The candy cigarettes. Listen. My mother and my father wasn't in my life as a young child, but my stepfather, I remember him. My mother and my stepfather, they both smoked cigarettes. So, you know, it was definitely normal for me to try to, mimic what they did. So I remember the candy cigarettes my mom would give us. some food stamps. She would give us those paper damn coupon food stamps, and she'd be like, "Okay, go get me." She would give us a little list, and then she'd be like, "And you can spend, I don't know, $1. Get you and your sister some stuff, right?" Oh my God, I would get those candy cigarettes thinking I was doing something. Oh my God, I remember it clear as day. We would take the candy cigarettes out and literally be, and the oh my God, and the freaking dust or whatever they put, the powder or candy powder or whatever they put on those candy cigarettes, they would be coming off of it. So we just thought we was smoking, boy. Carla, you said you were puffing, you were puffing hard on those things. Oh my God, the candy cigarettes. Oh my God. But what was so crazy about it is I wasn't even allowed to have them because I remember coming home, after my mom said, "Okay, you can spend, I don't know, however much you could spend $1 on some candy." I remember coming home with the candy cigarettes and I'm sitting there smoking away, really. And my mom came in there and she's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm smoking," you know what I mean? And she's like, so she made me throw them away. I was so pissed off. I didn't understand. I did not understand. I'm like, why is she making me throw them away? She smokes, It was just the funniest thing. But I wasn't allowed to have them no more after that. Look at my baby. Yeah, those candy cigarettes were something else. Um, the jujubes, they used to look like let's see, they used to look like little 50-cent pieces and little um half a dollar pieces, but they were like in the family of like gummy candy kind of. But they had them at the movie theaters when we were young. I think they were called jujubes, I believe. Um they were kind of hard though. They weren't like real soft gummy candies or anything. I remember those. I remember the Astro Pops, which the Astro Pops were shaped kind of like a rocket. Um, and they had wax on the bottom. I remember those clear as day, and they were like red. I don't know. I don't know the exact colors, but they were shaped. They came to a point, and they had like three different colors on them, and they had like wax on the bottom. Those were, those were kind of weird tasting, but I remember those too. Um, and all of the little boxed candies in New York City at the bodegas, we would have um like all of these, you know how lemon heads and stuff like that come? Well, we would have a bunch of different brands of candy just like that. And I remember, I want to say Johnny Apple Treats, um Cherry Clan, um let me see. Let's see. Alexander the Grape, um of course the lemon heads. We had a bunch of stuff like that. The Boston baked beans. Remember the Boston baked beans? The Chico sticks. I'm just kind of thinking of the candy off the top of my head, but um, there was so many different. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. The sour cherry balls. I remember those. Um, and those we used to call them ices. They used to come like you could twist them and share them, but they came in like a little. We used to call them titties. We used to call them titties, but they came. It was like two oblong shaped. Uh, you could twist it, and you could basically twist it and share if you wanted to, but um, they were ices. Like I don't know how to. And then we had the Italian ices in New York City. There were the Italian ices that were homemade. Oh my God, so delicious. Oh my God, Italian ices were so freaking delicious. If we got that, it was a treat because growing up, let me tell you, we were not the most fortunate. So when we got things like that, they was just so so good. Let's see what else. What else? Um, the real big ices, the ones that were like huge in the summertime. It would take us forever to eat one of them things, but they were in the plastic and they were like this long, like that long. Those, I'm so tired. I'm tired, Carla. But those ices, and I'm trying to think. Is there any other candy you can think of? I remember all of those candies though. And, when I think about those candies, it just brings me back to that time. It brings me back to the time I remember growing up in the city where all of us, poor kids, we would literally play in the street. And I want to say the fire company came and they opened up the fire hydrants for us. And we literally played in the fire hydrant water. And it was the most, oh my God, the fun. The fun, oh my God, the fun. Yep, paydays. Um, we just had so much fun in the summertime. So much fun. We would play hopscotch. Um, with the chalk, we would draw the hopscotch board. We would play that. We played so many hand games. Miss Mary met, all dressed in black, black, black. We played so many hand games like that. Ones we made up. Um, what else? What else? What else? Let's see. We would play a game called Scully, which now that I think about it, it's pretty gross, but we would find like a bottle cap or something and we would put gum inside of it. And then we would draw the board to the game on the ground in the summer. And then we would like shoot the little tops with the gum in them. And we had to, I guess the goal was to get the top on whatever it was on the board. But so many games, so many memories. Oh my God. Those were the days. Mm-hmm. Yep, those were the days. Back in the day were the days. So let me see. It looks like I've been on here for over 45 minutes. So what I'm gonna do, because I can literally I can go on and on and on and on about, you know, the 80s. I can definitely go on and on about the 80s. Like I said, being born in 74, I don't really remember a lot, obviously, from that time because I was only a baby. But, going into the 80s, there's some stuff I can definitely remember. So, we'll save some for another time. But those were the times. You were building up. Yeah. Yep. So, um, before I go, I just wanted to show you guys. I am definitely not. Let me take a drink. Getting dry. I should have took that Cetrazine or Zyrtec today. Um, I am not. Oh my baby, I love her so much, Carla. I am not. Uh, too good to thrift shop. So, I'm saying that to say, today while I was out, I stopped at the thrift shop. My baby's sleeping, so he can't hear me. But I'm pretty sure he'll watch this live and be like, oh, you did, huh? So I got to put my baby down, which I hate to. Oh, God. I love holding her. Carla, she is such a cuddle bunny. Oh, my God. I just love holding her. She's weighted very, very well. I keep saying that, but with her, now I see why people always say that it's important to weight your babies. Um, oh my God, I'm in love. I am in love. I don't even want to put her down. Seriously, I don't want to put her down. But I'm going to real quick so I can show you what I got from the thrift store. All right, mama. Okay, mama. Oh, she's so precious. So precious. Oh, look. Just look at my poo. She's so precious. Look at Journey. She is so precious. So precious. Look at these guys over here. Look at this one over here. What you doing, mama? Huh? What you doing? Look at this guy down here. And look at this little beautiful girl over here. Yep, so show you real quick. Oh, so I picked this up from a thrift store, like, I don't know, it was months ago. Oh, I'm trying to knock stuff down. Um, Carla, please tell me you remember this. You remember these. Do you remember these? Oh my God. I remember these were, I want to say they originated in like Asia or something like that. And I always wanted one. I saw this in the thrift store and I picked it up. I'm sorry. Yes, I did. But let me sit you down for a second and show you what this baby does. So these buttons, there is a calculator right there. Okay. I always like this. When I was young, it was for the rich kids because my mom definitely did not get me one. Okay. But I mean, eventually I wind up getting one. Okay. I take that back. But they got like the magnetic door. Okay. This one has color pencils. Now this one, I'm pretty sure is like a more updated, modern, redone, like a revamped one. I don't think this is original. And I just say that because it works a little different from the ones that we had. Did you have one of these? This side is magnetic. That's the other side. These were pencil cases, and I remember all of the little rich kids had them. Okay, so you push. Let's see here. You push the buttons. You push this button. The pencil case pops out. Oh, you didn't have one? Do you remember them though, Carla? Let's see. The pencil case pops out. Okay, so cool. You were a cool kid. Okay, speaking of cool kids, if you had one of these, you was the shit, period. Um, then, oops, darn it. I pushed another button and a little secret door popped up and it has like I want to say it's like a ruler and a protractor. Bing. And a little tiny ruler in it. How cute is that? Excuse my little ashy hands. I'm going to do my nails soon. But how cool is that? So that popped open that door. Which one did I push? Let me see. That one. Okay, so this one opened up your calculator. Let's see. That is so cool. Let's see. No, I don't remember, but that doesn't mean they weren't in my time. Yeah, we were very poor. And this one, I'm just trying to see what all the buttons do because this button, so you can get your color pencils that way, which is pretty cool. Or you can open them up and get them this way. Okay. So I thought that was pretty cool. And like I said, I remember, the ones I remember are slightly different. So I think this is like a new and improved one. But if you had one of these in school, you were definitely a cool kid. And, you know, being poor growing up, I remember being sad many days because, I just was like, oh my God, all these kids have this stuff and I'll never have it. And, we would get knockoff stuff or we would have to like share clothing, even though me and my sister are 6 years apart, 5.5. We swapped off clothing and So a lot of things that, and I went to I don't know how to really put it without being, and there's no shade to anyone, but the school that I went to, I guess you would say, was mostly upper to middle class. So I definitely saw things every day as a kid that I wanted, and it was just so sad. Oh my God, I was so heartbroken. But this is one of the things that I always wanted. So now, me being 50, I pick one up when I see it, right? Okay. So, yeah, this little girl over here, I am rooting. I have started rooting her hair. Hi, Mama. Started rooting. Um, yeah, but oh, look how fast I get off a track. I'm gonna hurry up because I know it's late. It's almost midnight, and I know that I don't want to hold you up anymore, Carla. Okay, so thrift store, thrift store, and of course I was thinking about Journey. So I got these little tiny pants. They were $2.99, but they were half off. But yeah, little tiny pants. It says 6 months, but I don't think so. Let's see. Then Cat and Jack, newborn. I thought these were really cute because it has the rainbow on the booty. Isn't that cute? That's so cute. And then Carter's 3 months. Uh-oh. This little comfortable, and this was, I think all of them were pretty much $2.99 with half off. I thought that was really cute and cozy. It's a little, just a little sleeper. That was cute and cozy. You know, babies that I'm finding that babies that are on the smaller side like that, there's not a whole lot out there for them, huh? Yeah, I'm finding that out. Yeah, I think all of these were pretty much $2.99. But that, I love hearts. I love hearts. So that's a little sleeper. So yeah, I just picked up a couple things. This is, let's see, what does this say? 0 to 3 months. And we know that summertime is coming up. I wish I knew the name of this material, but this is some type of material. It's almost like, I don't know if it's a Muslim blanket. Um, no, there's not. Oh, okay. I don't know if those are called Muslim blankets, but there's a blanket that I felt in Target, and it felt almost like this material. I don't know what it is, but I thought this was really cute for the summertime. And it is, oh, I said it's 0 to 3 months. It's like a little ruffled out top. That material seems like it's so breathable. Um, and then these, Disney Baby. This is newborn, and it has, you know how Disney does. It has, I think, Minnie Mouse, is it? Yeah, it has Minnie Mouse on it. I thought those were cute. Believe it or not, these are newborn. They seem a little big, or not. I don't know. But I thought those were really cute. Yep. Then this reminds me of, Carla, the shirt that you sent my little bunker here in. Um, I don't know if it's the same or not, but it's definitely very similar in style. But I found this. Wait, what is this? Let's see. This is also Disney Baby, and it's 0 to 3 months. And I thought this was really cute. I think it's Bambi. Yeah, I think it's Bambi. Welcome to the world. It's like a Bambi And I love shirts that have like the side snap like that. I love them so much. Like the kimono style, I like that. But this is what I say? 0 to 3 months. Looks a little big for my bunker, but um I have a couple of other babies obviously that it'll probably fit. Um Me personally, I'm not really big on flowers. However, um 0 to 3 months. This is by Bundles Baby Place. I don't know what that is. I just thought these were so cute. They got like the little they gather on the side here. Do 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 do. See that? I thought they were really cute, and they could be paired with a shirt that's like that color or something like that. I thought those were really cute. I found these cute little boys. They were 2.99. Hold on. Let's see. Is that upside? Is that backwards or something? I don't know. But they were 2.99. I just thought they were kind of cute. I know most of my baby don't have feet this big, but I think I believe the Ashton Drake does. Those are cute. I thought they were really cute with the little bows on them, and they're soft little baby shoes. Then there is 0 to 3 months, and this is Baby Guess. Baby Guess. I thought that was cute. Let me see. What does it say? Uh, what does it say on it? I think it says Guess and then Love or something like that. But I thought that was really pretty. It's so soft. So, of course, yes, I'm going to wash these. Anything I get from the thrift store gets washed and disinfected. Let's see. You can put tissues in the end of shoes. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Thank you, Carla. I did not think about that. And I thought this was really cute. 0 to 3 month. I didn't even know Gerber made clothes, really. But for the summertime coming up, I thought that was really cute. It's just like a little tank onesie. 2.99. I thought that was really cute. Gerber. Do, 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 do. Thought that was really cute. Now this is like that material again, and I really like that material. Now, the name on it is wiped out, but it looks like it would have said 0 to 3 months to me. But this is that material too, and I think this is for a boy. But I thought that was so cute. But this is that the material is so, oh my god, it's so pretty. Let's see. Let me snap it up cuz it looks kind of weird not snapped. But this is hold on, I can't really. Oh god, I'm so congested. Allergies. So the name is kind of, let's see. It's kind of whited out or like faded out, but this is that material too. It's a little stretchy. Um, oh my god, this material is so pretty. This one is slightly different from the Muslim, but not really. I don't know, it's weird. But this little what is this, a rompa? I don't know. Really? Huggies? Oh wow, that's crazy. Wow. But I thought for one of my boys that'd be really cute. It has like blue and green polka dots on it. I thought that was really cute. I love rompas too. And da da da. These are 3 months. I thought these were so cute. Little what do you call these things? What do you call these things? Like the diaper covers or the I don't know. Um, what do they call them? I don't know. I forgot. I just drew a blank, but it goes over the diapers. I thought that was cool. I like denim. And these little tiny shorts are, like I said, 3 months in there. Carters. Bloomers. Yes, yes, bloomers. That's the word. That's the word. Thank you so much, Carla. And this is the last piece. And this is newborn. Um, this is regular cotton material, but I am also definitely into this style of. I like this style of I don't know, like with the butterfly. I don't know what this is called, but I like those. You can put a shirt under it, and then you can put the bloomers on underneath it. I think they're so cute, so cute. Like a shirt on under it, and then some bloomers, and the baby will be so cute. And this is did I say? Oh yeah, I did. I said this is newborn. Yep. And it's like it's actually like a orange color. I think it's translating as a pink or something on, but I thought that was really cute. So I got all of these pieces, each one of them half off. So I got each one of these pieces for $1.50. $1.50. Okay, at my local Goodwill. Okay, so I am not too proud. They be having some great finds. A lot of it, Carla, a lot of it is new. And I'll be like, girl, I love thrifting anyway, though. Like, that's one of the things I have to stay away from because if I got an extra 20 or something like that, I'd be like, whew, let me slide in here and just grab one thing, and then one thing turns into like six. So, you know, I gotta really, and oh, one more thing. I also found these in the thrift store. Or no, 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 no. I found these at Dollar General. And I thought they were just really, really cool. Um, to Cup of Ambition. Um, to hang. They kind of almost look like the beads on the passy holders. But I thought they were really cool to hang in the nursery. So they had, these were the last two left too. They want, and this is the price on them. Look at the price. Look at that price. See that price? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so cool to hang in the nursery. That one says Cup of Ambition, and this one says I will always love you. Will always love you. So I thought those were cute to hang in the nursery. Pretty colors, blue for the boys and pink and, what is it? Pink and, it's like a natural wood. Yeah. So I thought those were really cute. Different. I love different things like that. So yeah. Um, but yeah, Carla, that is it. I'm so happy that you came and supported me. I know you're tired. I'm so sorry for going live late and keeping you up, my dear. Um, but I literally dozed off and took a nap. Oh, I said I was gonna be teasing teasing all of you guys. Look, I may not have a bunny um headband like you guys have, but I did find this. So I said I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna tease them. I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna put mine on. Uh, from the dollar store. Mine was $1, so I said I'm gonna be down with the crew too. And so yeah, I went and bought me some bunny ears too. I went and brought me some bunny ears as well. Okay, I said I want to be down. I want to be down. So I brought me some bunny ears. But yeah, that's about all I have. I am going to finish rooting this little girl for a little while, and then I'm going to go back to sleep because I have work tomorrow. But yeah, these are dollar store little ears. They had a bunch of different little ones. That sequin is probably not really translating on camera, I'm sure. But they're like, the sequin has like that pink, blue, purplish mermaid little thing in it. So yeah, those are my bunny ears, Carla. Ha ha. Vogue. But I love you, my dear. I thank you so much for joining the chat. And I thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be going live at least every other day. I'm also going to be uploading videos as well. I just was saying that I was going to go live and not do videos because of the editing process, but if I have time, obviously I'll do some video uploads. I have to think about how to do, I mean, not how to do, I already know how to do them, but I have to think about if I'm going to get back on my computer like I used to and actually do thumbnails and all that jazz. I don't know. So that all that stuff is kind of in the making. Um, yeah, so um, I love you, love you, love you. Thank you for stopping by. Get you some rest, girl. Get you some rest. Um, I I'm probably gonna be up for a little while. I'm not gonna lie, because I took a nap earlier. My son was like, "Mom, aren't you supposed to be up?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." So, but I thank you for being here so late. I appreciate it. Big hugs to you. I thank you for my baby journey. Baby journey. I thank you for my baby. Look at her. Sleeping so peacefully. So yeah, I'm gonna finish rooting and stuff like that, and that's about it. So it's been fun. Okay, this has been Throwback Thursday. Sorry, Sandra and Melissa and all of you guys, that I kind of took your style and kind of, but I just wanted to do my little rendition of, I wanted to feel included. So, Throwback Thursday, that's always something. Um, okay, so, that is that. And Carla, I love you. I will speak to you later. Have a wonderful night. Have blessed, sweet dreams. May God continue to protect you. And I thank you. Have a good night. Peace.